I thought I would give you an opportunity to use Excel for a filing exercise here in BUSN 1240. Notice that on the screen I have an Excel spreadsheet that I've partially filled out. And if you look in your textbook, beginning on page 200, you have the different rules for filing, those indexing rules as they are called. So starting with the first item here, you'll see that a person's name, Sam Thomas Evans, would be in Unit 1, Evans, in Unit 2, Sam, and in Unit 3, Thomas. Juan Juarez Foods, on the other hand, since that's a business's name, Juan would actually be the first item, Juarez the second unit, and then Foods would be the third unit. When you have a business name such as Dollar and Cents Store, each one of those items get a separate unit. For hyphenated last names, this is always problematic for people. What you would do following the filing rules is combine those two last names, and then you would put the first name and then the middle initial. Notice that when you have punctuations such as periods, that you do not use those in the units. For Miss Park, you would use that first initial there. And then on the other hand, when you have a company such as FAD, manufacturers or manufacturings, it would be F as the first unit, A as the second. And notice that when I use Excel, it tries to kind of read your mind and put in and rather than A. Sometimes you have to go back and make changes to accept the correct item that you want in a specific cell. For a professional such as Maria D. Perez, you would put the last name, of course the first name, middle initial, and then her degree there would be in Unit 4. However, for Sister Susan's Donut Snack, you would start with Sister. It doesn't start with Susan's. Again, we took out the punctuation. For someone who has a last name that has several parts to it, such as Vondergrief, you would combine all of those. So that's going to be Vondergrief all in Unit 1. And notice again, it's trying to read our minds. There's Pauline right there, but we don't want it to show that, and it tried to fill it in because there was a Pauline up here in another part of that particular column. Okay, now we have an item that has a number in it. Notice that in Excel, when you type in a number, it's going to align right, because that's how we add up numbers. That's how we generally view numbers. But that's okay. Just leave it right aligned there. That's going to help you in the future. And then we have the name of a church. We have two instances of Stop and Shop. There are two different stores. They're on the same street, they're in the same city, but they have different addresses. So again, we're taking out the punctuation. I did it wrong. The next part would be the city, London, Ohio, and then the street, and then the street number. When you're working in Excel, then you can use your arrow keys on your keyboard to get around. You can use your tab key. Notice that here it's filling in Stop and Shop for me, and this time I do want it to do that. London. All I'm doing when it starts that, and I like it, is I'm just hitting the tab key to go to the next cell. In any case, you can use tab, you can use enter at times. That was enter right there. You can use your arrow keys as well. Now when you're working with different government entities, that gets a little tricky. For instance, this one right here, the National Weather Service, is going to get Unit 1 as the unit of government. It's spread out to the next cell. And just a little tip, because some of you may not have had Excel yet, you can make that go beneath United States. Notice I'm here at the top of the screen and I have my cursor flashing right there. So I'm going to hit Alt and Enter, and that's going to put government beneath United States. Oops. Also, now it looks like there is no United in the States, but that's just because it's kind of cut off. So I'm going to drag down this row. Okay, Commerce Department. And again, this is another item that's going to spread over to the next cell like this. It's not really in that cell, it's just spreading out over some blank space there. But you can go back in, you can click up here in what's called the formula bar, hold down your Alt key on your keyboard and hit Enter. And then we have National Weather Service, and this time, rather than waiting until I've put it in, I'm going to go Alt Enter, Alt Enter, and now I can see it all immediately. For the City of Arlington Public Library, we have the city name first. Then the very last item is a foreign government name, and when you are working with names that are not English names, then you need to do some research and do a little bit of translation. Govern d'Andorra is probably Andorra, well it is Andorra government. Alright, very nice. So we've got all of this divided up into the proper units, and notice that most of them go to maybe 3 or 4 units, but then when you have those instances where you need units 5 and 6, then those are available as well. Also, just a little primer in using Excel. Again, if you don't see something here, for instance, if Prince's was cut off somehow like that, then you can widen the columns. If you can see up here between columns D and E, I'm holding down my mouse key and dragging it out. Now you can see all of the words. Okay, this is nice, but to make it even more useful, we're going to do a sort. You're going to have to trust me, this is not that hard. I'm going to click somewhere in all of this information. I'm going to go up here to the right hand side of the screen, go to Custom Sort, And notice that I have rule name, Unit 1, Unit 2, and so forth in bold. So it's recognizing those as columns. I want to sort by each unit start sequentially. So I want Unit 1 to be sorted first, Unit 2 the second, and so forth. Here's Unit 1. I'm going to add a level. And notice that I'm continually adding the levels until I get all 6 of the units in here. The last one has automatically ordered smallest to largest because those are numbers in that one. So now I'm going to click OK. And if you look at it now, everything is sorted for me. Notice that that put 500 as the first file. If I were to use this information in making labels and so forth, it would be very quick with the input of another type of, probably coordinating it with Word or something, to make the labels and to make them correct and put these in the correct order. I hope this helps. I'm going to give you a chance to use this same sort of tool to organize your work. But this video's gone on a little bit longer than I would like, so please check your Chapter 11 folder for more information about how I would like for you to use this. Thanks a bunch.